You're listening to Real Crime, the Movie Sleuth podcast.
I'm glad we have the liner that bumps us in, because I forgot the name of this show, to be honest with you.
It's been a little while.
I'm actually doing pretty well that I remembered everybody's names when we got here.
I'm surprised I didn't get a Travis tonight, honestly.
Well, stick around, because I'm on no sleep. So. You're not out yet. It's coming, probably.
I don't think you said my name yet.
Marty? No, Mara, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Did you just bump the mic again?
Oh, I did.
Bump the mic, man.
I have the hand-eye coordination of a drunken chimpanzee tonight.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So we're here. We're really sorry. I know. Well, it's Chris's fault. We'll just blame him. It's on Chris.
You can blame me. It's okay.
Actually, let's just blame nature.
Yeah, Nate.
Ice storms, snowstorms, craziness.
Sub-zero weather.
Every week something new happened, it seemed like.
It felt that way. That's for damn sure.
And our excuse for last week, at least, was just that we, in this wonderful, beautiful state of Michigan that we produced this show from, I experienced some cold. That's why when I walked up a minute ago, Chris, you're like, man, it's really cold out here. I'm like, dude, no way. I went out in this weather last week. I had appointments I had to make, and it was. Are you wearing sandals?
I am wearing sandals.
I noticed that earlier.
Now, it was 50. Wearing sandals. Well, we got the video thing now, too. You're wearing... Travis is wearing sandals. Travis is wearing sandals with no socks. Now, and you're screwed either way, because if you wore socks, we'd laugh at you.
Then you laugh at me harder. Yeah.
So either way, you're up Schitt's Creek with that.
Yep. And I actually worked last week in the cold in sandals.
Oh God.
Wow.
No. The weather we experienced last week. I poked my head out to just grab the mail. And when I'm at home, I'm in shorts and T-shirts. I think most of us get comfortable in our homesteads.
Did your nipples cut the glass?
Literally, I broke the window.
Yeah.
I had to replace the storm window in the front door of the house.
Yeah.
The weather. I described the weather last week as weather that just tries to kill you. There's no.
It's homicidal.
Yeah, it's a force of nature that just tries to destroy your body. When you walk out in this weather for any length of time, your internal organs all consecutively just say "fuck it" together, and your body just starts to do weird stuff.
Pretty much.
I was getting yelled at by customers last week because I lie. I did not wear sandals in that last week. I was wearing boots.
You couldn't.
And being
There's
sane.
no way.
No, you
would have
I
frostbite.
was saying.
You would have had frostbite.
Yeah, I would have lost my.
Within
I almost lost my toes wearing steel-toed boots. So yeah,
you can't.
But I was getting yelled at because I started off wearing my pea coat, but as the day went on and the car got warmer and warmer, I ended up taking the pea coat off.
You're in and out too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it screws you all up.
Yeah, so I ended up just leaving my pea coat in the car and doing it all in a hoodie.
Yeah.
And people were screaming at me when I'd come to their door in a hoodie. They're like, how can you do this? It's so cold out. And I'm like, I'm only out here for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I go back to my 80-something degree car.
I did not step out of my house, I don't think, those days.
Yeah.
I didn't have to. I stocked up on what I needed.
That's what we did.
I made a lot of money doing it. It was totally worth it.
Made a giant pot of soup and just stayed in the house.
I didn't even want to call any delivery because I felt too bad about.
You should
like
have.
yourself.
You should have. I was loving it. Everybody that called, I got like a $4 bonus per trip.
Yeah, I didn't want to tip.
Yeah.
You cheap motherfucker.
I get that. I didn't want to tip. Yeah.
So that's.
I have to admit, I didn't tip somebody last week when I had them deliver. But ask Chris. We only get tips like 1/4 of the time.
Really?
People don't fucking.
Yeah,
No.
they're pretty. People can be pretty crappy about that.
Yeah, I've done shipped a few times, and I've gotten no tip more than I've got a tip. So
that goes to tell you, everybody watching, tip your Uber Eats, your DoorDash, your Postmates, whatever you're doing. Tip your drivers.
Now, does that go for the car wash, towel dryer people too?
No, I don't tip them.
Okay, so
I tip everyone, or else I don't do it.
You gotta tip everybody.
Yeah, I tip everyone.
No.
What is this, Reservoir Dogs?
When I pick up a carry out, I tip the person, or else I don't do it.
Carry out's a whole different thing, though.
It is, but
but-
they still did something.
But Mr. Pink.
Do they? The last time I went and got one of those drive-through car washes, and the dude comes out with the towel and does my windshield.
Yeah.
My windshield came out dirtier than I went in. So
Was it actually the dude?
it might as well have
Or
been.
was it really really cold out?
No.
'Cause
It
they-
was like 50 something.
Oh well, yeah, that's a joke then. No,
And no,
wash the
my
towel.
windshield and all my windows came out worse than I went in with. That dude was like negative tip. Like he is the reason I don't tip people.
Yeah, that constitutes a refund if I've ever heard one
Right?
before.
Like I just paid for a car wash and my car came out dirtier. Thank you.
All right, so let's get into
but
this
that's our
podcast.
excuse for last week. It was so cold we just couldn't get out.
Yeah,
here to do
and the
show.
week before it was crappy weather too.
Was it?
So
Yeah, it was snowstorm.
Yeah, it was a snowstorm the one week, then the crap weather last week,
And then then 3 weeks ago it was the last ice storm.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
tonight we're getting another one.
Yes.
Woohoo!
yeah. So
We're worse than the elementary schools.
yes, we are.
Yes.
So this is episode 107
Yes.
of Real Crime.
Yeah.
This is going to be our third chapter on Stephen King, and hopefully we're going to wrap this up.
God, I
tonight.
want this done.
Yeah, we've been all like, let's get this done.
Yes.
I'm excited to finally be here for one of these. So
Yeah, yeah. So obviously we got to mention our sponsors, the Flint Institute of Arts.
woo!
Goddamn. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Next.
Get inside me.
Get inside the Flint Institute of Arts. You need to go
Oh
inside the.
my!
I want to be
my.
in the bowels of the Flint Institute of Arts. Go.
Way too late.
Projectorscreen.com. Make sure you check those guys out. And of course, our wonderful local sponsors, Sellerman's.
And you know what? Just a sideline on that. We went to the art exhibit they had over the weekend down at the St. Agnes Church. A good friend of ours, a couple of good friends of ours, Brian Sheehan and a dear friend of mine, Camille Antos, who's an artist also. They had their stuff up for exhibit there. It was the side house of this amazing Catholic church. And Sellerman's was there in full force with their newest batch, their newest brew called the Boogeyman.
Ooh.
It's a
Ooh.
milk stout with hints of berry and chocolate, and I got shit faced on it. It was awesome. I had a riot.
Sounds good.
$5 a thing, and we sat there and had
Hell
a riot.
yeah.
And this new stuff. Get down there and ask for the Boogeyman because it's fantastic. We all were just we're like, keep it coming till someone just falls over. We're cool. We'll take care of it. Yeah, their newest batch they've got out there, the Boogeyman. It's fantastic. Yeah. So if you haven't been to Sellerman's, you suck.
It's good.
Yep.
Die. Go away.
All right. So in news this week, reports have come out that Ben Affleck is now officially out of the DCEU. He will not be playing Batman again. That whole film universe is just collapsing
Imploding.
on itself right now.
Except for, well, what's really weird though is that we're getting some cool news out of them,
yeah.
and then we're getting the Batman is that Ben Affleck's gone. It's like, great, we got James Gunn. Now we lose Ben Affleck.
Right. But in other news, they're saying that Robert Pattinson is being cast as Batman in the Batman, which might be cool. I can actually see him in that role. So a lot of people say no.
I can't see him acting, so
He's made a couple really good movies
Has he?
the past few years. Yes.
I haven't seen him good in anything. But on the same note, I've barely seen him in anything.
Right.
So, yeah.
Good Time. If you want to see that guy act like a mofo, watch the movie Good Time. He is phenomenal in that film.
Okay, I will check
Absolutely phenomenal. In other news, Lee Wanell, who directed Upgrade, is currently working on the script for the Escape from New York remake.
That by itself was enough for me to get excited for it.
Me too.
Upgrade. If anybody saw our top 10 lists and stuff, Upgrade actually made my top 3 for the year. Phenomenal movie.
Yes.
So that just carrying off the weight of that, I think he's the right guy to do.
Wanell's got a
Escape.
good focus on horror, but he knows how to do action and sci-fi too.
He knows how to do pacing.
Yes.
That's
it.
That's why I'm excited for it. Is that it won't be some drawn out character piece.
And Other piece of news. This is so dumb. It's so stupid.
Let's report it.
A Party of Five reboot is being done.
Sweet Jesus.
Yes, and it's going to be about a family that has moved to the U.S. and is basically caught up in the whole Trump anti-migrant thing. Yeah. So.
Oh my God.
Can we get? Is Jennifer Love Hewitt going to be in it?
I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah, but I don't think so. It's going to be a completely new version of Party of Five.
I still think that they should get her and Lacey Chabert to at least have cameos.
Yeah.
And then, last but not least, they are making a Final Destination 6.
Yes! That is awesome. I love how bad those movies are. Love them.
Wasn't the last one called The Final Destination, though?
Yes, it was.
So...
I'm dying.
Now it's the finaler destination.
Finaler destination. All right. So, a new releases this week. We've got the Lego Movie 2.
Woo!
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
Cold Pursuit with Liam Neeson killing people who come after his family again.
Yeah.
Can I point out the irony with the news this week and that plot line?
What's that?
You didn't hear about the news?
You didn't
this
hear?
week? Oh.
About him saying that,
heard that
he went around his neighborhood with a baseball bat wanting to kill a black dude?
Oh, yeah, I heard so. I just didn't pay any attention to it.
Yeah. I think the irony of that
Why
is...
would you say that? I mean, you know it's going to just be ridiculous, and people are going to freak the hell out.
Who knows? Maybe he thought he was making a point about something. I don't know.
I don't get it. People just say dumb shit still. It's like... I'm not famous. I mean, none of us are famous, and I have to watch every single thing I say. I'm really careful.
Well, on top of it, you know what the part that cracked me up is that in the quote, he says, "I can't believe I'm saying this to a reporter." So he knew better.
He knew better. He knew better. I mean, really,
he knew he was being stupid.
You got to be that smart to be that rich.
Couldn't stop himself.
He couldn't help it.
Out of body experience, I guess.
Stupid!
Who knows?
You're so
Was he drunk? Was he high?
I don't know.
What did he need some attention?
Probably.
Yeah.
He needed a puppy.
Yeah. I got a puppy for you.
I bet you do.
And then last new release this week is What Women Want. A remake of the Mel Gibson movie.
Well, this is a hot week, I can tell.
I didn't even know that was happening.
Dumping Ground.
Who's going to star in that?
I can't remember what her name is right now. But yeah, bad.
There's an X-rated version of that called Pumping Ground.
I quit. Peace.
What all the women want.
Go ahead.
And
we'll
that's
edit
it.
that out.
Okay, so suggested viewings for this week. Did everybody bring one? Everybody got one? Suggested viewing?
Yeah,
okay.
we can do the circle if you guys want. Go ahead.
So for me, it is the Ted Bundy tapes on Netflix.
I started that.
Very, very interesting, very intriguing documentary on Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Kind of shows you all sides of him, all facets of what he had going on.
I got through an episode and a half, and I have to say, that's detailed.
Yeah.
It's intense.
Yeah, and I guess I should finish it. It's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
The
4.
first season. Or is it
4? I think it's 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's
For
short.
the first season.
It's
so I'm
really
almost
short.
halfway through already then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it's only going to be one season because it covers up to when
I have
he
a
gets the
feeling.
chair.
I have a feeling it's going to be more than one season, but it's not going to just be Bundy.
Oh yeah, they're going to add
because the FBI did do face-to-face recorded interviews with a lot of serial killers.
Yes.
So those tapes are out there.
So yeah, it was really cool. I enjoyed it. Very disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
I'm going to go with a documentary about Gilda Radner that just just came out. The Love Gilda is finally out there. It's on. It just hit Hulu, and absolutely amazing. I will not be ashamed to say that I cried like a little girl through a lot of it. It was amazing.
Keep going. Don't mind me. I'm just over here making horrible noises with my phone.
Wow.
Mara.
Wow.
The floor is yours.
But yeah, no, strongly recommended. I think everybody will really like it, especially if you're an old school Saturday Night Live fan. Seeing everybody talk about how influential she was for them was really kind of inspiring and neat.
She was
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Where'd you watch that at?
Hulu.
It's on Hulu? Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
My
It's just called Love Gilda.
better half just got Hulu, so I can watch that now, actually.
It's worth it.
That's cool. What about you, Mara?
All right. Well, if you haven't finished Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt yet, that's my recommendation. Or if you haven't started,
That show is so great.
yeah,
Which show?
yeah,
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh yeah, I've not seen any of it yet.
Oh,
Yes.
dude. You
It's
gotta
so
watch
good.
it.
It's so fun and funny and bright and colorful, and every character is really likable, even when they're horrible. And
I only have one complaint about that show,
What's
and
that?
it's actually going to make you laugh. Every time I watch it, I have the theme song stuck in my head for like a month and a half.
I skipped the intro. It was like funny,
I-
like the first couple times. Then I was like,
You're
all right.
alive, damn it. It's a miracle.
Yeah. skip intro. I'm so happy Netflix added that feature.
Oh, but my problem is that I know I haven't watched it long enough that I'm going to play it, and then skip intro isn't going to be an option.
Oh, if you fast forward,
Yeah.
it'll give you the skip intro option
Okay,
again.
maybe I'll do that.
I just learned that, yeah.
I'll have to do that because, I need to finish it. I haven't finished the series. I'm on the last season.
It's one of those shows where every episode seems like it's like 5 minutes long.
It
And
does.
It's like,
it does. You're like,
It's like
it's
eating
already
candy
over.
or something.
It's like Brooklyn Nine-Nine that way.
I haven't watched that one.
You got to watch that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard good things
I
about
love
that
Andy
too.
Brooklyn-
Samberg. So
Huh?
I said I love Andy Samberg. So
Andre Brower is the star of the show.
yeah, well maybe that's.
You'll.
But I
I,
love Andy
I
Samberg.
promise you'll love it. I
Yeah.
promise.
Like I say, is if you love Andy Samberg and you've not watched Popstar, you got to watch that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
That movie is fucking hilarious.
I
And what's the
really
one where
want to
he's
see
the
that. I
stunt- where
haven't
he's the
had a
stunt
chance
guy?
to though.
oh,
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that one too.
All right,
I'm
Scott, what you
ashamed to admit
got?
that one.
I'm going to bang through two real fast.
Okay.
The first one I watched was on Netflix, and that was the documentary, another documentary called The Devil We Know. And that's the one about DuPont and the whole Teflon thing. That, you will leave that, I guarantee you'll leave that wanting to find the first DuPont building you could find and go in there and cuss somebody out.
Nah.
That was the most insane thing. I mean, as far as the facts they laid out, and I'm sure the way the documentaries are being done now, as we've seen from the fire documentaries, that we have one on Hulu now for the Fire Festival. I'm sure you guys have heard about those ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I intentionally
Fire-
avoided them.
Why?
Oh, dude, they're
Interesting.
great.
They're
Because I
interesting.
didn't care about the festival in the first place.
Well-
and I thought the whole thing was dumb.
Well,
It
it
is.
was. That's
It
what makes
is.
it hilarious.
That's-
yeah, fire.
yeah.
There was the fire fraud one. That was the Hulu one, and then there was the fire. It was on Netflix.
No, I did it.
And God, it's the week of the mic bump.
Yep.
So, but going off that, The Devil We Know, it's just a documentary about Teflon and the effects it's had. And to the point, the fact that I left there is that basically everybody on the planet has Teflon in their blood now. It's a
good.
part of it. They actually made
Wow,
they made it a
that's
part of
scary.
us. It's fucking nuts, man.
That's awesome. That means that I'm partially bulletproof.
So that was my
Partially.
Netflix watch. I got a copy of The Man Who Loves to Hurt Himself, which is another documentary. It's about a man named Steve Austin from a band we both know, Chris, called Today Is
Today's
Today. And this is a document, and I reviewed this, so you can go to the website and check it out, moviesleuth.com. And you can see my review on that. What is going on here? Who's playing with their phone now? Is that you? Okay, you got me. Okay, I got you. You got me. All right.
It wasn't intentional.
No, that's
though.
cool, that's cool.
I was putting on the live stream.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing the last show. I was like, "We'll share it out." So I went and shared it out, and I screwed up the show.
Yeah.
I broke the show doing that.
It's all good.
So yeah, The Man Who Loves to Hurt Himself is a fan. As far as rock docs and stuff like that, I mean, they're great to watch because you typically know what you're getting a lot of times. You get the facts, you get stories, cool stuff like that. If you're a nerd for whatever you're watching, this is a very different type of documentary. It's not pretentious in any way. Let's just say. Anybody could watch this about this artist, this man who's had this band going for nearly 30 years now, and it really does talk about not the band itself and all his claims to fame, like the fact that he played with two guys playing Mastodon now, a huge band. We're a part of Today Is the Day. He could have just ran with that for a half an hour and made it, but that wasn't part of this thing. I thought that was really interesting. This is more about the struggle of what he does. It's a story about this man, and I thought it was just really cool how they presented this man's art and his music. So if you can find a copy of that, go and watch it. The Man Who Loves to Hurt Himself. It's a fantastic movie. So those are my two.
I love your review of it.
That's what I picked out of that was simply just this is, and I didn't say that, but it really is. It's like very non-pretentious. There's so many things because I'm a huge fan of that band, so naturally I know a lot of stuff about it, and those facts that I thought would be really highlighted were just not there. They didn't dwell on those things. They talked about the real struggles of what he does, and I thought that was fantastic.
Cool.
So cool. Moving along. The last couple times you were on here, we covered a decade. This time we got to cover a little bit more than that.
We got to cover about 20 years.
Yeah.
Shit.
We should definitely move. We left off with 1997. So the first film that is up on the docket tonight is one of the best adaptations, which is Apt Pupil. That's where we're at right now,
It's
right?
astounding.
Yeah.
So that's one of the ones I read, but I didn't see.
The movie is so true to it. It's actually scarier than the book.
Really?
Yeah.
The book was messed up.
Yeah, and Brad Renfro in this movie, I mean, it's hard to watch.
It's really hard to watch.
Yeah.
Really?
Ian McKellen, whole new level of upsetting. And you actually feel for him.
Okay.
Like he's heartbreaking. Which I hate admitting that he's heartbreaking in it, because the last thing on earth I want to feel sympathy for is him.
Is a Nazi war criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do.
Wow. The story itself, I mean, like you said, I can only go by the book, and I should watch this movie because I love the book. I love the book.
You will love the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really will.
This is one of my favorites of all time, of all the Stephen King movies.
Okay.
Because it's not like...
It's understated.
It's understated. It's not like an overdone horror movie. It's something that could actually take place, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the characters are just palpable in this.
It's movie-wise, it's more like Shawshank and Green Mile, and we're just an emotionally strong movie. There is, I don't want to call it horror aspects. There is horrible aspects to the movie that are... that make the movie just impossible, really difficult to watch.
Yeah, I've never seen this one. I've always kind of assumed it was more of a drama.
It's
a horror.
It's a drama.
It's a drama, but it's also a thriller.
It's a thriller, yeah, totally. Little fan fact too. There was not only a movie. Well, there was obviously the book written. There was a movie for the metal kids on the show tonight. Anthrax, Skeletons in the Closet from their Among the Living album, 1987. That is about Apt Pupil.
Really?
That song's about Apt Pupil. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Just had to throw that out there. I thought about that, but yeah, I should. That's one of those ones I should sit down and watch.
This is one of those movies. It's just you have to see it, to believe it, because the acting is so good. Mm-hmm. But it's also really sad because you can see what a great dramatic actor Brad Renfro was getting to be, and then he just dies.
Yeah, it's tragic.
It was really, really tragic.
I should have watched that one. It's free on.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He really did die, didn't he?
Yeah, he died. He overdosed on heroin, which now they're tying back to Bryan Singer. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Don't you dare skip Storm of the Century, by the way.
Oh, I'm not.
All right. I'm sitting here watching you scroll through your list. I'm like, I will punch you.
So Storm of the Century, I'll admit,
this too.
I've never seen this one. Have you seen this?
No.
But both of you guys have.
I haven't.
I own it.
Oh, okay. So Trevor, you take the floor on this one.
Oh my God! The whole concept is it's Needful Things kind of concept, except for instead of the guy having anything beneficial whatsoever for the town, the guy just comes in, starts wreaking havoc, literally brings in a century storm with him on this little island in Maine, and snows everybody in, and then starts making people kill each other. And finally, he's like, well, if you give me what I want, I'll go away. And so half the thing is them figuring out what he wants, and it's their kids. And so the end of it, he says, I want one of your kids to raise as my own. And so it's the whole end of the story is this battle between one guy who's like, we are not people who can give away our kids. we can't do this.
Right.
It's morally horrifying. And the town decides to give away one of the kids. And they have a drawing, and yeah, it is probably my top 5 favorite Stephen King miniseries.
How old was the kid they gave away?
8.
They weren't that attached. It wasn't a big deal. That sounds fucked up, though. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It is intensely good. It is really good.
I think maybe I did watch this now that I think about it when it was on TV. I just can't remember enough of it.
It's so good. I just rewatched it a week and a half ago. Jen, it was really funny. Jen, out of nowhere, went into the bedroom, came out with a stack of our Stephen King series DVDs, and was like, "I'm going to be watching these while you work." And it turned out that we had all the really shitty weather, so I ended up staying home and watching most of them with her. And I'm like, "Oh man, I haven't seen this in forever." So I got to rewatch a lot of the stuff we're going to be talking about tonight.
That's cool.
Very convenient.
So the next big one is The Green Mile.
Yeah.
You guys are going to beat me up for this one. This is one I've not sat down with either.
Really?
And I know everybody on the planet. God, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
God.
feel,
Thank God.
I do feel out of touch about this one though, because I
do. I should've
remember
seen-
when
yeah.
the books came out. I remember when the movie came out. It was
Well,
a
I mean,
It was a
this-
phenomenon.
This
Big
movie
deal.
won more awards than you can shake a stick
Yeah.
at. I mean, everybody freaked out about this movie, and it was, I gotta say, like, this is gonna probably be my light time in Stephen King's films or the adaptations, because we talked about this on the last show. I was I know I was burning out. It's like there were so many movies coming out all the time around Stephen King's stories. And I think this may have been one of those ones that saw the ugly side of that for me too. So I just haven't sat down and given it the time I think it really deserves. Actually,
Yeah, you're probably
It
right.
is.
It was at
It
that
does
time.
deserve all the love it's gotten, but it is not anywhere near my favorite Stephen King movie. Not even close. It's good. It's a good movie. It's sweet. It's
I think
nice.
there's a lot of brutality in this movie too,
yeah.
but I would say out of the Stephen King library, this is probably the most like magical movie.
It's the most Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah, it's very Tom Hanks. It is very, centered on creating like this fantasy, right? All the acting in this movie is
This is spectacular.
spectacular.
Oh my god.
Yeah, people adore this movie.
Yeah, well, I know they do.
And this is, I would say, like, this is a classic, and this will always be a classic.
This is one of those ones where, I have
Michael
that same
Clark
thing.
Duncan.
You haven't seen that movie? What?
I mean, there's a reason why this movie really launched his career, because he played Lenny from Of Mice and Men perfectly.
Yes.
Oh,
That's really his character.
Yes.
It's magical Lenny, and it's spectacular.
Well, and obviously Michael Clark Duncan and this great David Morse, Bonnie Hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, the entire cast. And it's directed by Frank Darabont, who,
Yeah.
this kind of material,
It's kind of his wheelhouse.
it's his wheelhouse. Absolutely. So,
And yeah, it's a wonderful movie.
so
Oh, Rose Red.
yeah. No, there was another one before Rose Red.
Yeah, I know. I see it. Hearts of Atlantis.
what am I doing here today?
I don't know.
This one, I actually only saw one time. Bored the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Isn't this...
It's the Anthony Hopkins one that feels like every Anthony Hopkins movie from that time period. And the last thing it felt like was a Stephen King story.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it felt like it was Howard's End meets Stephen King's worst story.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I've seen this movie, but I don't remember much about
That's
it.
kind of where I'm at.
Because I think at this point, it was kind of like peak Anthony Hopkins. He was like in everything at this point.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, okay, I don't need to see this. So
Now I
interest.
want him. Now I want him in every movie again. You know,
I love
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins. Always have.
Rose Red is actually another one that nobody watched. It's totally flew under the radar, and it's based loosely on truth. It's about the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, but he moved to Seattle. And the whole concept of as long as the house is being built.
That's why I'm a little embarrassed right now because I read that story a million about the Winchester Mystery House.
Oh, I used to go there all the time.
Yeah, so I'm surprised. I really, honestly, this totally flew under my nose too.
It flew under everybody's radar. This one because there was no book. Nothing.
Right.
He actually wrote this for TV, and then they released the script as the book.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's excellent. It's really in the cast. Look at the cast for it. Seriously, like open it up.
Yeah, Nancy Travis, David Dukes, Kim Brown. Yeah, there's a lot of people in this thing. But
Yeah.
I think at this point, though, people were kind of getting to that oversaturation point with like, oh, it's another Stephen King miniseries.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, and what's funny is that they're all the same director too at that point.
Oh, are they?
Or one guy did like 6 or 7 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What's next, Chris? So I'm looking at my list.
Well, we've got the Dead Zone series. I never
That
watched
doesn't
it.
count.
We can.
That doesn't count.
Okay.
The first 3 episodes were the movie.
There was.
And then, except for they got rid of him killing the guy.
There was a
and
made-for-TV Carrie movie.
dying. Terrible.
We don't need to touch on that now. We do need to touch on the next one.
A Dreamcatcher?
Dreamcatcher.
Thank you. We're finally getting. Well, no, what do I have on here? 2003 Misery again.
Because that's a Indian adaptation.
How the hell did I make it on my? Okay, I must.
Julie Ganapathy is called.
So it's part of.
Wow,
Bollywood?
look at you.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Well, I wrote that down because I was
didn't even know that
confused about it
existed.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. They also did a It too.
Oh, that's
Did they?
that's a little terrifying.
They called it Woh. WOH.
Okay.
And what was
Wow.
this an adaptation of? It?
Yeah.
That was in 1998. But no, this
Yeah, Misery. The
Misery
2003.
that they did in 2003.
Okay.
Julie Ganapathy.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't see.
We
that.
learn
No,
something new all the time here, folks.
We are here to educate you.
So
Wow.
what, 2003 also was Dreamcatcher.
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 Yeah. Let's talk about Dreamcatcher.
What a holy mess this movie is.
It is, and it's so fun, though.
We
is
went
fun.
to go see this movie in the theater opening night. We're like, finally, there's a new Stephen King movie in the theater. It's not a made-for-TV
It's not a
miniseries. We were excited, and it got back to that whole like Stand By Me thing. Like these guys were friends when they were kids, and they're like going on this trip out
It's
to the
the It
cabin.
thing.
It's the whole It thing all over
Yeah.
again. And like we're watching the beginning movie, like, yeah, this is really good. And then the whole middle starts to hit, and it just falls apart.
And it goes
Weird,
right off the
man.
rails right away. But it was such a fun ride off the rails.
It is.
Have you gone back and watched it?
Yes.
And I actually like it. I really
I
do.
like Duddits. I think it was like a really cool character for the time because that had not been represented at that point. So even though it was like a fictional representation, it was still kind of cool that they did that.
Yeah.
Did you see this one?
I didn't. I watched the trailer for it. It looked really fun, but I didn't.
It's really
I
fun.
didn't see
You got to
it.
check it out.
You know, I like totally missed it when it came out. I had never heard of it till I was going through the.
What I took away from
filmography.
that was just all the horrible stuff happening to these people, and there was still, and I guess that's what makes it fun. Was all the it's really it's a gory movie. It's really kind of gross, man. But it's very lighthearted to me at the same time. I don't want to call it dark humor, but it just yeah. It just
Lighthearted is not the word I would
I
use to
didn't
describe
see,
it.
that's what I walked away with though. It was I mean it was a
believe
weird
you.
movie. It
Yeah.
confused the shit out of me in a
it
lot of
was-
ways.
It looked weird from the trailer.
Horribly
I remember.
great.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a
Well, and
great
like
flick,
Morgan
but-
Freeman is like the military guy, and it's
Yeah.
just like he's the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
but his
But he's so
character's
bad.
so bad.
He's so bad.
It is.
He's playing the same character he played in Outbreak.
Yes, exactly. This
Maybe
is like
that's why I said lighthearted because I was laughing. I mean,
Oh, it is
That's
pretty
shitty.
laughable, but it's still, I can't say it's lighthearted just because it is pretty fucking mean.
yeah.
Like It's a mean fucking story.
Oh, it's horrible. Ugh.
Almost as bad as the next one.
Secret Window?
Yeah. That was me.
You stole my
I've seen that.
story.
Yeah.
You stole my story.
Uh,
John Turturro.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp could not save this one for me.
John, it's funny, and I stand by this almost till today. He's now had a couple of pretty big missteps acting wise. Johnny Depp is one of those actors that no matter how bad the movie is, he's good in it. And this is one of those few missteps where he wasn't bad, he just wasn't anything exceptional.
Yeah, he didn't have anything really to work with, I don't think.
No,
There
and no,
wasn't,
and it really felt like it was like the Ninth Gate all over
well,
again.
no,
Yeah,
I liked the Ninth
yeah,
Gate a lot
yeah,
better,
yeah.
actually. I mean, the Ninth
yeah.
Gate was
That was Polanski,
had
right?
its own charm to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
Polanski. That's a freaking spectacular movie, but it still felt like he was playing the same guy.
It was very
It felt like
similar,
Lee
very
Corso,
similar.
except for now Corso's the writer and a charlatan and a shitty.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a weird scene where he pees in the sink, and that'll always stick with me.
Peeing in the sink is fun though.
Who hasn't done that? That's a guy.
I call it doing Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, well,
I call.
but you know what? Even
What did you call
Johnny
it?
Depp pissing in the sink couldn't save that movie for me.
No, I can see that.
I said I call it doing Tiger Stadium.
Why
I've
did they
never
show
met-
it though? Like, oh, here's the thing. Okay, fine, every guy does it, but why show it?
That's something. Yeah.
Why show that?
I think it makes him relatable to guys.
Yeah, because I said Tiger Stadium. I'm like, oh, it's
So
Tiger
to
Stadium.
make him relatable. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
I say
Yeah.
that because if you ever went to the old Tiger Stadium, they had those big pee troughs,
I've heard of
and they
that.
were
Yeah.
giant sinks that you line up randomly
And
let
pee on the
loose.
ice.
Yeah, and it was
I've heard of this.
fucking terrible.
Nothing worse than peeing on ice on a medium hot day.
Why do you need to relate to him? He's kind of a jerk.
Because they still want you to care about the jerk character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
They
feel
want
like
they want you to not.
does
They don't
it
want
work?
you to hate
Did
him.
it work?
No.
No.
Okay, it didn't work for me either.
And the more I find out about Johnny Depp, the less I care.
That's kind
Yeah,
of the issue.
that's true too.
Yeah.
He looked bad blonde too. That was-
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
He had cool glasses, and then they went to ugly glass. Yeah, the whole movie just turned into
Here-
my thoughts about Johnny Depp.
Here's the thing about Johnny
So-
Depp now is I feel like Johnny Depp is no longer a real person.
No, I think Johnny Depp is a caricature
I
of
think-
Johnny Depp.
Of course.
Johnny Depp is always in
It's
character
sad, too.
as Johnny Depp. And it is sad because I think,
But I think he's been that since River died.
yeah,
I mean, if you really look, his personality shifted when River Phoenix died, and he's been that guy ever since. And like even movie parts, he's been
he's always like the weird guy.
yeah. But ever since his best friend croaked.
Yeah. I don't know, but
I did enjoy Secret Window. It wasn't great.
It was
but
an okay movie, but I mean, it like I said, it felt like it was a rehash of the Ninth Gate,
Yeah.
but not done as well.
Yeah, maybe.
You
Yeah.
stole my story.
Yeah, John Turturro was a little. His accent kind of bothered
John
me.
Turturro bugs me in most things he does.
Yeah, I mean he's really
Although
good
he
in
was the
some
highlight of the
things.
first Transformers.
yes.
And
was
the
one of
thing
them.
He
is,
was the Jesus,
it's
too,
weird
correct.
that they got John Turturro and Johnny Depp for those two
Yeah.
roles because it could have been really anyone.
You know who I would have cast instead of Johnny Depp for that movie? The guy who played Monk.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit more
Neurosis.
neurosis with it. Mm-hmm. A little more
Interesting.
heartfelt neurosis.
What's next on your list, Chris?
Well, we've got some Riding the Bullet.
That was medium. Meh.
I don't
It was
even know
okay.
what this is.
It was just it was a miniseries and it was
Yeah.
mediocre. The one below it, Kingdom Hospital. None of you have seen this. I guarantee it.
no.
It's not an actual Stephen King property. It's actually a Norwegian horror TV show that he remade for the United States,
Okay.
and it is spectacular. Spectacular. Like easily the best thing that he brought into the United States in the 2000s
Okay.
is Kingdom Hospital. Scott, you would adore it. I guarantee it. It's about the dead interacting with the living, and the bridge between the two worlds, and it all centers around a hospital.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
And it's a TV series, not a mini series.
Yeah.
But it only lasted, I think, one season.
Okay.
But you'll dig it.
Yeah,
Check out both versions if you can find them.
All right.
I remember this
And
was
if
a
you
pretty
can't,
big
let me
deal
know.
when it came on too.
What's that?
Was.
There was a big promotion behind this.
There was.
All right. So
Desperation is so fun.
What
What's
year?
bad
What
is
year are we in now? Where are we?
2006.
Okay, we're in 2006 now.
You
Okay.
know what's bad is that I've seen every one of these.
And see, what's bad is I've not seen any of them.
I own
Yeah, the TV shows I'm bad on.
all of them. Let's see. Yeah. Let me go to 1408.
Yeah, let's go to 1408. What a
seen that
fucking
one.
disappointment this was.
No, wait,
Yeah.
Really?
What year
I was
is that?
disappointed
What
by
year,
that,
what
too.
year are we at?
We're in
2007.
2007.
I'm the only one who loved this movie.
Now, why do I have Creep Show 3 on my list for 2006?
Oh,
I don't know.
That too. I have that too in 2006.
He had to have had something to do with that.
I don't think so. Maybe just
He might
in
have
name.
been. He
It
might
might
have
be a
been.
name, yeah.
Yeah. It might have just been a producer credit.
All right, scratch that then.
14. Why didn't you like 1408?
I just remember we were really geeked to see this, and I'm a huge John Cusack fan.
Me too.
And
Even though he's a douchebag.
yeah, we rented it. We didn't see it at the theater, but we rented it.
Uh-huh.
And I remember it's been a while because I've only ever seen it once.
Yeah.
Me and the wife watched this, and we were both like, "Fuck that movie." We both hated it.
Yeah, I went and saw that with my sister at the Cheap Show, and we were both pumped up to see it, and we were disappointed too. And I barely remember why. I just remember thinking
You know
like,
what's really
what?
funny? I didn't like it my first watch.
Yeah.
I figured out why my second. I just watched it for like the fourth time about a week and a half ago. What I didn't like is that it has that same goddamn trope of his daughter died, and that's the source of all the issues.
Yeah.
That part annoys me. But go back, now that you know that that's the trope, go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
Everything that leads up to it is inspired. It is really a good ghost movie. And then
I mean, honestly, it wasn't like we were really like, "Fuck that movie." I was being dramatic.
Yes,
we
you
just
were.
didn't really.
Yes, you were. You fucking
like
hated
it
it.
that
Just
much.
say it.
I just didn't think
I was.
it was cracked up to what it was promoted as. 'Cause
No,
if you remember, there was a huge push behind
It
this
seemed.
movie.
I don't remember exactly
I
what
saw it
they
in
were
the
promoting
theater.
it as, but I remember feeling like it
they
was
were
different.
they were promoting it as a Sam Jackson
Yeah.
and what's his name?
John Cusack.
John Cusack butting
Okay,
heads, and
yeah.
there's like what
And
2
they
minutes
don't
of them.
really- yeah.
Of
Right.
them.
It was way different than what I thought
And
it was
then
going to be. Way different.
like I came up with all sorts of new things for what I think the movie's actually about. The last time I
Yeah.
watched it,
Maybe I should watch it again. This was over 10
Sam
years
Jackson
ago
is
now.
an angel
12 years ago.
in it,
in real life.
and possibly that motherfucker could be a motherfucking angel.
Oh yeah.
We're in 2007 here.
Yeah.
Mist.
So we have The Mist.
The Mist was another one I saw at the theater and was disappointed by. Too.
What?
Yeah.
I love this one. Love it.
Didn't like The Mist.
No.
No.
Why not? Why not?
I don't like what's his name there. What's the name of that guy?
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane.
Yeah, I don't like him. I didn't like his character. I found the color to be really drab. I thought the whole story of
Oh,
itself
yeah, it's in the mist.
It's in the mist.
was really just like a bummer. And
It was a bummer. Oh my
I
God, it
thought
was a
that the
bummer.
effects were bad too.
That,
Yeah,
the
I didn't like
effects
it.
were pretty bad.
Is that
It
I-
is, and
I-
it
and
is
I've
the biggest
mentioned this
bummer of all Stephen
Yeah,
King
it
movies.
really-
Like that's the most depressing.
out of all the
fucking
ones
movie.
I've seen. Totally, the ending is like,
Like, oh my fucking god, really?
why did I even watch this? Yeah, and like,
The fact that he lives, you're
I
still
know.
like,
I know.
I think the giant colossus. Even though I will admit the effects were not that
they were
But
okay, but they were okay for
the
the
giant
time.
colossus, that thing at the end when they're driving. I don't know, man. That's one of those visions I cannot. It's hooked in me. Mm-hmm.
I still remember it. I
That
saw the
thing
movie
was just.
once.
It was so. That
I'll
thing
give it
was just
that.
so massive.
I will give it that. I remember it.
Yeah.
That alone for me, that movie it's a giant bummer. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that's
that
why
ending.
I like it.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
I will
I know.
never get over that
Me
ending.
either. Me either.
Never.
No.
And and I think I mentioned this before on the other episodes we did here about Stephen King. I don't really like the movies that are self-contained and everyone's in the one area and everyone hates each other and that's what the movie's about. Which is what The Mist is.
I would
They're
say
in the
he
market.
has 3 different movies. He has that movie, everybody in the contained area, everybody clashing
I
at each
didn't
other,
like
murder.
Maximum Overdrive. I liked it up until they got into that.
Yeah. Then he has the sprawling magic out in the world thing. That kind of thing. And then he has his weird dramas that are not, I don't know, Shawshank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought The Mist, for as far as the story, I mean, the isolation you're talking about, that turns people off.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. I just think the visuals, even though the visuals were not that great, it was ugly. It was just an ugly movie all around.
I
mean,
loved that the isolation, even in a space as big as
politics
a grocery
come into
store.
play.
The politics
come into play.
It still
Yeah.
felt
Yeah.
claustrophobic, though.
Oh yeah, totally.
It did.
Which I love that he can make it, that they took a big space and still made it feel too small.
Yeah, yeah.
They put them in a situation where they should be fine, and they can't be fine.
No.
And
you had the personal dynamics came
Yeah.
into play,
Yeah.
and that's what was their undoing, unfortunately.
that one douchebag, I can't remember his name, and then the woman.
Oh yeah,
Marcia
when
Gay
she got
Harden. Marcia
when
Gay Harden.
She got shot. I was happy when she got shot.
I was so happy when she died.
I think I remember that too.
Fuck her.
That was one of those.
Anytime a religious zealot eats
Yes,
it, I'm
okay.
happy.
Me too.
Even in real
remember
life.
that.
In real life.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why Chris and I are actually friends.
We like to punch Nazis and religious zealots in the teeth.
Hard.
But the ending of that movie, that's the ending of the movie. It really does, how it ends and what the ending looks like to me.
It sticks with you.
It won't leave me. Giant, I mentioned the giant colossus. That's something that that visual, even though it didn't look that great,
And
the idea of it is what blew my mind.
And I love the idea, that human idea of him taking pity on everybody else in the car.
Yeah.
And then he didn't
we're
have
not
to.
going to suffer. We're not all going to suffer. I'll suffer this alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put you all at peace. Blows them all away, and then they're saved. Like, it's
Yeah.
magic. I love it.
Pain.
Now, Mara,
Pain.
I want you to watch this movie again, but I want you to watch the black and white version.
Okay.
Because
that's cool.
it's
There
really,
is a black and white
There's a
version?
black and white version of it, too.
Is there?
cool.
I've
Yeah.
never seen it.
It's really cool.
Super
I can
cool.
imagine that would
Okay.
be cool.
So then you're going to kind of lose that color grading effect of it.
Yeah.
It's really cool because
The
it plays
Blu-ray-
out
the
like
Blu-ray has both versions,
yeah,
doesn't it?
It
Yeah.
plays out like an episode of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
It was a very Twilight Zone-y story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great flick. I like that. All in all, I think it's a fantastic movie. I love that movie.
What do we
Yeah,
got
watch it
next,
again.
sir? Oh,
We've got-
Haven was excellent TV series, by the way.
We've got some other stuff that I've just no smoking, Dolan's Cadillac, stuff that I'm not even really sure how he's attached
Hold on.
to.
Let me see. I actually know most of these.
No Smoking was another one based on Quitters Inc., which I've never seen, but I
Oh, wow.
thought that was interesting because that was one of the ones from Cat's
From
Eye.
Cat's Eye, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Dolan's Cadillac.
It's funny. So I went to this. I'm going to do a shout out to the, what are they called again? The Alpha Lifestyle Center. They do laser acupuncture.
Yeah.
That's who helped me with quitting smoking. And one of the things they do is give you a CD of Quitters Inc.
Oh, really?
to help you quit smoking.
That's
But to
that's
scare
pretty
you?
awesome.
Yeah. She asks you if you like Stephen King.
Yeah.
And if you say yes, she gives you it.
Oh, okay.
Freaking awesome. I just thought it was too perfect that I quit 2 weeks ago. I'm getting ready to do the show the next day, and she's like handing me Quitters Inc. And I'm like, are you serious? This
I'm
was
good to
meant
go.
to be.
Yeah.
I'm done smoking now.
So,
Do not cut my fingers off the knuckles.
there's a few. There's Dolan's Cadillac, Haven, which
Haven was a 6 or 7 season TV show that was loosely based off of the Colorado Kid novels.
okay. And Eric Balfour was in it, so
It was actually a good show. He was pretty terrible in it.
He's pretty terrible in everything.
But he played a great douchebag in it. He was.
Why does he do that so well?
Why do you think?
Oh, real life.
It's not acting.
Yeah, because he was like that in Texas Chainsaw remake too.
Oh yeah. He's like that in everything he's in, except for in this, his character actually has an arc and ends up cool.
Oh, well done.
All right.
Yeah, and you're like,
Maybe that could happen to him in real life.
I think it might have. Ooh.
So then there's Bag of Bones.
Oh, so good.
What about Boogeyman? I have on my list.
Boogeyman. I don't even remember it coming out.
Was that?
I think it was
maybe-
direct to DVD.
Okay.
Let's Carrie, the remake
Yeah, that's 2013.
with
Yeah.
Chloe Grace Moretz and Julianne
That was pretty
Moore.
good.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
Julianne
bad.
Moore.
It
was
wasn't
pretty good.
bad. Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, I liked Julianne Moore, but I mean, she didn't top Piper Laurie though.
You're never going to
You're
top
not going
Piper
to,
Laurie.
and she didn't try to, which is good. But
She kind of tried to do a different thing
Yeah,
with it.
she'd have to.
Do you know why you'll never top Piper Laurie? Piper Laurie thought she was making a comedy.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well,
She didn't know that it was a serious movie. She
well,
thought it
that's
was
good.
a comedy.
Well, I mean, good because she played it. It didn't matter.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
you know who I
I did
think
not know that.
This is who I thought stole the show in Carrie.
Oh, no, I
that
wasn't trying
remake
to
was
interrupt
oh my goodness, I can't think of her real name now.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
No, not the girl who plays Carrie, the woman who played the teacher. She's in she's in Jawbreaker.
Oh, I love that movie.
She's in what's the name of that show? Arrested Development. She's like the girl who gets the bad boob job in that show.
Don't know. Don't watch it.
Oh, well, yeah.
I know.
I wish I could remember her name.
I'm not
Damn it.
finding her.
she
I
plays
had
the,
so many issues with this movie.
It wasn't
So
great.
many.
I don't think it was
wasn't
great, but it was fun for what it was. It was fun for a watch.
Yeah, it was worth it to watch.
I'd rather
enjoyed
watch
it.
Carrie the Rage.
Yeah, that movie was kind of enjoyable in its own way too.
It was. It
in
was
my
so terrible.
opinion.
I
Yeah, it
loved
was. It was really bad.
What do we got after Carrie? That was 2013.
Under the Dome.
Under the Dome.
Under the Dome was pretty cool. I actually watched some of that, like the first season. But again, it was that repeat of the Stephen King trope of locking all these people away together and seeing how quickly they melt down. But there was some decent acting in it. It just, the novelty wore off really, really fast.
My issues with it, didn't follow the book at all, in any way, shape, or form.
Which they never do for the most part.
Actually, if he's really part of it, they do. They're pretty good about it, especially for the miniseries and stuff. And that was a TV series. You'd think he would be like, all right, we can follow my book. We can do it. No. And then, honestly, it should have been one season, not two and a half. I don't know.
Okay. What do we got for that?
Somebody asked. Never mind.
Somebody asked what?
So since the new Spider-Man movie trailer shows Spider-Man alive, does that mean that the deaths in Infinity War was meaningless? Of course. They're all coming back,
That's
dude.
not what it meant. Good God.
But they're all coming back. I mean, come on.
They weren't meaningless.
They weren't meaningless. They were basically sacrifices, you know? So
Are we jumping ahead here? What is there something else we want to? Because I got 2017.
Well, no,
we
got...
got a comment of people asking about Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I was just commenting on something.
We're on
So
2014.
No, I didn't mean that. Don't listen to those people. Fuck all of you in the chat room. All right? Yeah, I said
Chat
it.
room.
What are you gonna do?
Chat room.
Whatever.
Wow, we
Don't
just went
care.
back to 1998, folks.
AOL 56K
Yeah.
dial-up
What are they
modem.
chatting? They're all
Chris
chatting. They're in
Chris
the
is-
chat room.
Chris is going to be running a multi-user dungeon later, guys.
You cannot connect right now. You cannot
They
connect.
Somebody still has a text-based mud running still on a server.
Oh, I bet.
Nice. I'd play that.
No,
That and Zork.
it is a chat room. They're doing a video and there's chat going on with the thing, so it's a fucking chat room.
It's a chat room.
So based on that, fuck all you in the chat room.
No, be nice.
I know. I don't want to be nice. I'm
Unlike
tired.
everybody else, I like you guys that are watching us.
I know.
All three of
Thank you for
Thanks
commenting.
for watching. Yeah,
Scott's being mean
Go to
tonight.
bed.
Some of us appreciate you.
I'm just kidding.
The rest
Why'd
of us
you
are
drink
Scott.
all that coffee so late at night? Go to bed.
No, I have 2,000. No, everybody stay there. Don't move. Stay
Don't
right
move.
where you're at. Not you guys. Stay in the chat room. Okay. Stay in the on your 56K modem.
There's a good
Your
marriage.
56K modem.
There's a good marriage. There was Big Driver, Mercy.
No, those are all terrible.
Okay, so 2016 we got Cell with Sam Jackson and John Cusack together again.
Okay.
This movie was painful. I
It
actually was
was
given the
brutally
screener.
bad.
The studio gave me the screener for that one, and literally, like, I ravaged it. I was very mean to this movie.
There's no reason not to be. There was no redeeming qualities
nothing.
in it whatsoever.
There was nothing to
badly
this movie.
shot, badly acted, badly written, badly lit, badly everything. Like, that movie was a steaming pile of shit.
Even craft services sucked.
I don't know, but they should have fed me to watch it.
All right, 2017.
11/23.
What?
11/22/63.
That, I'm actually in the middle of rewatching it right
Yeah.
now. I left on episode 4. Have you guys watched it?
No.
It's a Hulu exclusive.
Okay.
It's about time travel and going back to potentially stop the assassination of JFK.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
It is so good.
What the hell's that thing?
James
it's a series?
Frank.
It's a
James,
series?
Yeah. Well, it was just one season. It was a limited series of like 8 episodes, 9 episodes.
I'll watch that. Time travel's cool.
It's really good, and yeah, you got to watch it. It's James Franco is so good in it.
That's something I could get into. That
Yeah, you would dig it. It's
You-
in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, that
You
sounds
really
cool.
would.
Yeah, totally cool.
And it's not conspiracy theory. It's
It's a story.
It's
out
a
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of sci-fi the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So
1922. Do you guys have that one on there?
11/22/63.
No, I know. No, I'm talking about 1922.
I've
no,
seen that.
Oh yeah, the one that
Yeah,
was on
2000 yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix.
Oh,
1922. that was really good.
So good.
That was moody as hell. I
Yeah.
loved that.
I did
that was
not
cool.
like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you
Can we,
like
get,
the
can
book?
we get a consensus on anything tonight? Jesus H.
you know,
Christ.
I'm
We
just-
will.
she,
We will.
she has a thing against Thomas Jane.
She
I
doesn't
do.
like Thomas
I didn't
Jane.
like him. I didn't like his character. I'm just like,
Did you read the book?
I didn't read the book. I was interested in reading the book
read
afterwards
the book?
because I felt like maybe there was a lot lost because I was finding myself not giving a shit about the story.
Oh.
And I thought there's.
See, I got invested like immediately.
Did you read it?
Yeah.
But see, I think that's
But
why I feel
I
like
read
there.
it after I watched it.
did you? Because
my,
I'm
my
like-
wife had read it and was like, "You're gonna love this."
I don't care about a piece of shit who kills his wife and gets his kid.
Neither do
on
I
it.
generally,
So
but
it's
for
like
some reason-
and they didn't give me anything to like make me care. So he's like being tormented, and I'm like, good,
Yeah.
good.
That's
Yeah.
what, that was actually what you're supposed to feel.
But it wasn't like satisfying enough. I wasn't
Oh.
like,
Like,
there
she
wasn't
wanted
enough
him to really
Schadenfreude for you.
suffer.
yeah, huh?
There wasn't enough Schadenfreude for you. You really wanted to sink your teeth into
Oh,
his
yeah, yeah.
anguish. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like him. I didn't like. Yeah, I didn't. Score by Mike Patton was pretty interesting though.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, he can do no wrong.
I enjoy it.
He could do some things wrong, but
I don't know who that is.
I thought it was better than the
singer from
Suspiria
Faith No More.
soundtrack, So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did the score.
It was a lumbering movie. It kind of lumbled as far as its pacing, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not a
lumbering.
fast-
oh, I
paced.
fast forwarded some of it,
And that
because I
may be
was
why
bored.
it turned you
Yeah.
off. Because, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I hate using the term slow burner all the time, but really.
It was.
It was a slow
It
burn.
was.
But
Yeah.
man, when it got going, it got going.
See, I loved the beginning of it through about like this, second, third, and then towards the end, I kind of started to lose a little bit of interest, But it was decent, and it was a Netflix movie,
Yeah, it was
so
fun. I mean,
it was fair.
for a watch. I mean, I doubt I'll go back to it unless I get a hard on.
Oh
it
yeah,
somehow,
no,
but I mean, I
no.
don't
That
really-
and Gerald's Game, I'll pass on. For
I didn't
a
even
long
see
time.
that's
didn't
another. That was
watch that one.
2017 also, or was that 2018?
Yeah.
No,
was
2017 was
Yeah,
Gerald's
17.
Game.
But that was a Netflix movie too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy puffed and wheezed on her, and then he died.
It was good.
Okay, yeah, it
was good.
Was it good?
I like that better than 1922,
Really?
but
It was a little bit more emotionally investing, because it really, it was more emotionally.
There was sex.
It was easier to get into. No, the sex was actually kind of uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I saw handcuffs.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was S&M isn't what made it uncomfortable. It was just uncomfortable.
Okay. now I really gotta watch it.
Yeah, you do.
I always like Carla.
It's right
Gugino.
in your wheelhouse.
No, it's not. What are you talking about?
Get in my wheelhouse.
Oh, Jesus.
Stop
I'm
it.
the captain now. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Put it in my wheelhouse.
All right, what we got next? Is that it?
No.
God damn! What the fuck?
What about it?
You forgot
We
it.
got
Oh my
two.
God.
We got
Wow,
two
I
big
can't
ones
believe-
to talk
I
about.
can't believe I just did that.
The first one we should talk about is The Dark Tower, which is the absolute epitome of the worst Stephen King adaptation of all time. This movie, literally, my eyeballs wanted to bleed. It is so fucking terrible.
But Idris Elba
Michelle.
was in it, though.
Michelle, I'm talking to you right now.
Idris Elba was.
We all are.
Yeah.
That was it. Idris Elba was in that flick.
Idris Elba, Matthew McConaughey.
That's my man crush.
Good cast.
Good cast.
Terrible fucking movie that missed every single fucking point
thing.
of the book.
Every single thing.
Every point. It was all like, I liked that they cast Idris Elba in it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking brilliant. That's really interesting. Like, I loved the casting for everybody in it. I was like, that's a really cool take on it. Like, that's going to be exciting to see. And then they missed it. And it was just like, what the fuck did I just spend 2 hours watching?
Well, they took this, multitude of books, this epic story, and turned it into a 95-minute movie with credits. So about hour and 25 minutes
How
total.
the fuck are you?
They crammed all this mythology and all this bullshit into
It
literal.
should have been a trilogy.
Yeah.
I've read people saying, no, you need to do one movie for every book. And fuck no, you don't. Because
No, it's
I'm sorry, enough
too
of that
much.
fucking those books was description of environments. That the last thing you fucking need in a movie is 40 pages of script devoted to describing where the fuck somebody is.
You'd never get through it.
You never would
There's
finish
no
it.
way. You'd never get through it.
You could do that easily in 3 movies, do the whole thing, do it well, and have it be interesting and well paced. And whoever fucking thought 95 minutes, or let's be realistic, 80 minutes was enough to do that movie is a moron.
And they crammed so many total just normal everyday sci-fi tropes into this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And Matthew McConaughey, I love the man as an actor, but the problem I'm starting to see with him is, he used to start here and then build up his intensity to here, and then it would really go off the rails, and then he'd come back down. Now everything Matthew McConaughey is in, he's here at all times, and it never stops.
I know.
He's always
I
at
want
maximum intensity.
I want
all times.
I want Days to Confuse Matthew McConaughey back.
Yeah, just chill out, dude.
Be a lot cooler if
Chill
you
out.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another problem I had with this, is that he plays the villain, but there's no
There's no menace to him
he's just
whatsoever. It's like having the guy from Dallas Buyers Club pursue you. What the fuck? It's the least threatening thing in history.
yeah.
Hey, you got my AIDS meds? what are you guys doing here? It's great. Hey, what's up?
So, yeah. So you guys didn't see this one?
No.
Be glad.
Okay.
Be
Yeah.
glad.
Your
Don't-
life is so much better.
It got ravaged. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not giving this part of my life to
It
this.
is. Yeah, it is the worst Stephen King movie ever made. Period.
Let's go to something good then.
We are going to something good. We have one more that we need to talk about after it. We
Okay.
do. We do.
Okay. It.
It. what hasn't been said about it?
Let's let Mara take the floor on this one for a minute.
I haven't seen it.
Jesus H. Christ almighty, heaven have mercy.
Sorry.
You better be. You're grounded. No cell phone and no internet for a week.
Honestly,
that's cool.
Honestly,
Wow.
the best. I would say
it's the best too.
It's fantastic.
it's in the top 3.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Either Christine, The Shining, or this. One of those 3 is the best. And it was so spiritually true to the book that it was just terrible. So terrorizing to watch.
Yeah. It's. It starts. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, it isn't. It don't build up.
No, there's no build up. It's 0 to 60 in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And you don't get off the ride until it's over.
Yeah.
And then you're like, when do I get to go on it again?
Yeah.
Like,
I think we went to the theater twice to see this.
Yeah.
We went there twice to see this.
I saw it twice. I've seen this movie probably 10 or 12 times.
I've seen it, I think, 8 times already.
Yeah.
And I mean, fuck yeah. Everybody they cast was perfect. They, unlike the original, they didn't tone it down for popular consumption. They made the evil kids evil. And we got to see just how fucking terrible those boys were.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When they carve into the fat kid's gut, like, like fuck.
Well, and with that, like, to me, during that scene, I'm like, oh, we're totally going back to, like, the Stand By Me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And they captured it as well as Stand By Me. Captured that aspect of it. And it captured the horror and psychological terror as well as The Shining did. And it just did all of it right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great flick, and it's. There was definitely, for me, there was so many scenes where I just was like, I cringed,
Yeah.
and it's because I'm old,
Her?
I'm weak. But
What's her name?
but-
I can't remember the character's name. The girl.
oh, I don't ask me.
I'll give it to you in a second.
Come on, hurry up.
Too.
But her scenes
Oh yes,
and her being terrorized in that
Yeah.
movie.
Bev.
Bev, thank you.
yeah,
Bev's story arc in this ripped my guts out, like, watching it. It was so horrifying. Everybody's, though. Every kid's worst nightmare shit happening was fucking terrifying.
And I adore Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise.
Yeah,
I mean, no,
perfect.
he's no Tim Curry. Okay, I get that.
but
doesn't need
it's
to
a
be.
it's
I
a
think it's the same
different
thing. Though.
it's
He
a
wasn't
different-
trying to be Tim Curry.
Yeah,
He wasn't trying
it's
to
his own
stage that thing.
He actually, I think, was more accurately Pennywise than Tim Curry was.
Yeah, the face,
Everything.
it was
That
hard. to
fucking
look at.
wandering eye.
Yeah,
God damn it.
It
The
was
fact
hard-
that
it was hard to watch.
that wasn't CGI makes it even cooler.
Yeah, that he could actually do that with his eye.
Yeah. And
Mara, you got to come over and watch this movie with me.
Yeah,
Yes,
Mara,
you
seriously,
do.
please.
you do.
Yeah, I'll come over.
Okay,
and hang
I'll
on, I'll
watch
watch
it.
it.
The
It's
sound
that damn
design
good.
is phenomenal
Yeah.
too.
Oh
It's
my
that
god.
damn good.
When they're watching the slides in the garage.
Oh man, that's heavy.
Oh.
That's heavy.
Oh.
That's freaky.
Oh.
What happened?
I almost pissed myself.
What happened? Now there was something after it. Now.
Yes. Castle Rock.
Oh yeah, I meant to buy the season of this and I forgot. So
It is. I picked it up. Shocking, I know.
shocking.
Actually, really intense, good show. It's all psychological. It's all about a prison, Shawshank. It basically combines all the worlds from all the Stephen King books into one cohesive world. And so you get references and characters from several of the books in this book, or in this series. And so what happens is that they find a cage in a cistern underneath an unused wing of Shawshank Prison with a guy in there that there's no record of him existing.
Okay.
And the whole thing is about figuring out who this guy is, why these kids disappeared 20 years ago when this kid first ended up in this cage. Like it's a mind fuck. It is really good.
It's a series?
Yes. It's also exclusive to Hulu. So you can actually watch that too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I got my work cut out for me.
You do. You'll like it. I really think you will. And then now we have part 2 is this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
August.
That's coming.
Yeah.
Which,
It's going to be huge. And also we have the Pet Cemetery remake, too.
I will not be seeing that
no,
one.
I won't see that either.
No?
I am boycotting it. No.
I can't handle the original.
I like the original.
Too scary?
I love the original.
I watched it once.
Yeah.
Never finished it.
Why, though?
The kid turning into the monster, too much.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
It's a mind. That was hard to watch.
The minute that kid, the look on the kid's face when he comes out from under the bed and cuts Fred Gwynn's Achilles tendon,
Yeah.
the look on the kid's face made me turn off the movie at that point. Like, that was it.
And there's some things that happen later in that movie that you didn't see that are soul crushing. Like,
I'm sure.
literally
That
soul
look
crushing.
that look on that kid's face was soul crushing.
Gage.
Whatever.
Gage.
He's
Dead
like,
kid.
I don't care. Dead
kid.
Dead kid. Yeah, there was some soul crushing.
That is the only Steven Spielberg movie or Stephen King movie I've never seen all the way through. That's it.
It's a hard flick to watch.
And so
Hurts.
with the new one coming out, like, everybody's all excited that they're going to touch on to the Native American stuff and the curses in the woods and I'm like, yeah, fuck you, I don't care.
I do. I'm excited to see it.
A lot of people
That's
are,
it.
and I'm
I
really
know.
glad that they are because
Probably.
it deserves a good audience. It's just story-wise, it touches on the two things I don't do:
Yeah.
dead animals and dead and evil
and
kids.
have dead kids.
Yeah. No.
So, since we're kind of at the end of this,
Yeah.
and we've never really touched on this, Mara, what would be your favorite Stephen King movie out of all of them?
I gotta pull this list back up now.
It's hard to say. If you had asked me before we had done this, I would have, without hesitation, say The Shining. But having to think about it, it's almost like I don't even put that in the category of a Stephen King movie anymore because it's such a standout. And I'd probably say,
It's more of a Kubrick movie.
yeah, it is. And
yeah, that's why Steven doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. So I would say, on the other end of this, I would say The Mangler. That's the one.
Yeah, you love that.
I did.
Yeah.
I like just like my enjoyment level watching that movie was the highest.
It's
Yeah.
a good slasher.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's
Real
a fun
fun.
movie.
Like visually, characters.
I
were
forgot
all
that
fun.
Stephen King had anything to do with that.
Yeah. He wrote the story for it.
I just think of it as Robert Englund chewing scenery for the entirety of it. He was so great.
He chews scenery when he's on the screen, but he doesn't have that much screen time.
He doesn't, but man, when he's on
Yeah.
there, he's
He's got nice suits. Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
good.
he's great. He was great in it.
What
Scott,
would you pick? Okay, Scott.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
I've watched that movie just so many times. I watch it over and over and over again. It's just one of those movies that it'll never leave me. I just love that flick. Nothing else to say about it.
Yeah. Yeah, because we kind of covered it.
Yeah, we covered
What
it.
about you?
It's amazing.
Anybody who knows me and listens to our podcast knows that who my favorite director of all time is. It's John Carpenter. So it's got to be Christine.
Christine was
Gotta be.
fantastic. Yeah.
I mean,
That's kind of where I was leaning to.
yeah, I've watched it more than any other Stephen King movie. And I can watch it just for the car rebuilding itself.
That was so cool.
Just for that, I could rewatch it. Because that is just the coolest fucking effect
Yeah,
ever.
that looks so good. It looks so good.
It really does. And it looks good to this day.
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible?
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
That's hard because yeah, I would actually probably go with Apt Pupil just because of the acting in the movie.
Yeah.
It's a great choice.
Yeah, really. I mean, I love that That one's like way up here too. But I just like App Pupil because it is so different from everything else in his catalog. That, yeah. And I love everything Brad Renfro was in too.
Who directed that?
That was.
It was.
Was it Bryan Singer?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of crazy, huh?
No. It actually makes sense now, looking back.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to strangle him, dude.
Yeah. And if what they say is true about Renfro and Heroin and Singer,
Yeah,
that's the movie that killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like Batman killing Heath Ledger. Yeah.
Batman doesn't
Can I go
use
bed
guns.
now?
Yeah, you can go to bed. All right.
Batman does too use guns.
I know he does.
No, this is cool. I'm glad we finally we got to the end of this thing.
What's
finally.
next?
We've been trying to.
We don't know yet, but we will be back next
More
week.
cold weather that's gonna fuck this show up. That's what probably.
Well,
No.
no.
Hopefully not.
I think
possible.
it ends tonight.
Not if I have something to say about it.
Yes.
No snow.
Do you have
Mara-
something to say about it? Because if you do, then what the fuck was wrong with the last few weeks?
Mara
Yeah, come on.
What did
controls
you do?
Bad week. Sorry.
She was like, I'm going to make it really icy out.
Yeah.
That was all her.
Just my heart.
Mara the Ice Princess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to try to be back every Tuesday from here on out around 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Make sure you come back around here, y'all.
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 Yeah.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
It'd be awfully cool if you were.
Good night.
Visit us at www.themoviesleuth.com and find The Movie Sleuth on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and iTunes.